I hope you guys are doing really, really well and you guys are feeling the energies of the 247 portal and how we are officially now living in the frequency of New Earth. And this has been happening for months, but this is the moment that the split is truly, truly occurring. So you guys may be feeling a lot of clearing, you guys may be feeling a lot of anxiousness. Basically, you may feel like the dark night of the soul again, and ascension flu symptoms all at once. So suddenly you may be thinking about your past, you may be thinking about people who are trying to hurt you, like things like that will come to the surface, because what is happening is that your soul has transcended to the frequency of 5D Earth, but your body and mind is still adjusting to the change. So the mind has trouble letting go of the past. So that's why it's trying to, bring out past life memories, present past life stuff, and things like failing and things that just trigger you, even especially if you're in separation with your divine counterpart, things like why you are in separation, and if you guys have anything nasty that happened, things like that will come to the surface. But trust me on this, in a couple of days things will slowly start to change. The full transition for the mind to adjust to the 5D frequency will take 3 to 6 months, but you will start to feel the effects day to day. So I'll give it a couple of minutes until more of you guys join me, and then I'll talk about the present energies. And today we're going to talk about the transition into New Earth for Twin Flames, what to expect, union codes, and things like that. So this is going to be a very fun and interactive live. So if you guys have any questions, throw them in. All right. Perfect. Good day, Karen. Lovely to see you as always. Okay. Perfect. All right, so energetically it's like a roller coaster. So many of y'all may feel like no matter how much you sleep, you're not getting enough rest, because 5D Earth is going to be about living from your soul, living from your heart. So you wouldn't really be part of the rat race or the 8 to 5 kind of living environment. It's going to be very community based. It's going to be about how can we make Earth better, and everyone is going to be able to share their unique perspectives and unique gifts. So that's why technology in itself is being split 2 ways at the moment, and that is because of the fact that in New Earth, technology is going to assist us to reach greater heights and to even rekindle our own spirituality. So more and more of y'all will be invoking the cloak of invisibility. Gifts like that are just going to come in, So I don't know if you guys have watched Heroes. Back in the day was such a famous show where all of them have got super abilities. So that's what's going to happen to Earth. But we're not talking about literally, levitation is possible, but we're going to talk about useful gifts being activated. And invisibility is a huge gift, because that gift is truly going to cloak you from 3D Earth, because 3D Earth still exists. So even though we've split into 2 timelines, 3D Earth is still there. And like I always explain, when we're on a higher frequency, we can always see the lower frequencies, and we can also see the higher frequencies, but we will be able to see more of what's going on below as well. So being in 5D is such a flexible position, because you're able to see what's going up, what's going below as well. So you are still going to be viewing what's happening on 3D Earth, and how it's going to fully become a technological kingdom, which is amazing. Teleportation is so possible with psychic abilities alone, but technologically it's going to be possible, because 2025, if I had said many times, is going to be the turning point for the entire mankind, because technologically we're going to advance, and that's why we've got key players coming in with a lot of innovations like open AI, and soon, the thing is, can you see how we are transitioning into Star Trek, kind of like, hey, how you can actually teleport, appear in multiple places now with Skype and Zoom. We are able to like speak to so many of y'all, right, through this life and stuff. So what wasn't possible 30-40 years ago is possible now. So it's the same thing. What we think may not be possible now is going to be like super possible in 5-10 years. But of course, and another thing, humanity's ability to adapt is magnificent. Now everyone has a phone, but just 20 years ago, everyone relied on a house phone, like one common phone or a pager. So now we can't even remember, oh, did we live like that? So the way we adjust, the way we actually integrate with all the new things is one of our traits being in a human body, because we are able to evolve and adapt at such a rapid pace. So you may be asking, how is this all related to twin flames, and where are we going with this? Well, as you can see, the way love is becoming in today's world with the swiping culture, and the way people are treating one another in terms of love, in terms of family. Sociologically, we had solid modernity, and then presently liquid modernity, and now it's all becoming gaseous, it's air. Like what Karl Marx said, all that is solid is going to turn into air. So we are actually going into a society that's no longer just fluid, liquid anymore. We are going into a society where everything is in the air. And so relationships are also becoming like that. The amount of time people spend in person is very low compared to solid traditional dating. Back in the day, in the 60s, it was solid modernity, where people formed families, you had roles, you had the mother, you had the father, and then slowly it transcended into more of living together. You were able to, which is all beautiful, and now we are entering a new phase of relationships. So our role as twin flames is to establish unconditional love and freedom, because love in itself is beyond marriage, and it's a commitment to each other's soul. And as twin flames, we are one soul split into two bodies, so it's about merging and becoming one again, and also reminding the world that you don't need a certificate to give you power over a person. But having said that, that's why it's said that marriages are made in heaven. Getting married to your twin is amazing, but honoring your twin beyond the marriage facade is also important. And that's what New Earth is going to be about. It's going to be about respect, it's going to be about integrity, it's about boundaries and not infringing into anybody's personal sovereignty or space. So that's what we are creating as star seeds, light workers, twin flames, all our beautiful friends from all over the galaxies. In fact, we have volunteered for this period of time, and it's tough. Many of us are homesick. I'm always homesick. I'm looking at the stars. I'm like, can't wait to go home. But the reality is, here we are on a mission. Many of us are here for many reasons. Some are here to save family members back home. Some are here on a mission. Some are here because that's our expertise. We come here to integrate some change and then we leave. So when we are here, I would urge us to do our role to the best. And remember, Maya, illusion, is very beautiful. And that's how, we have the samsara cycle, where we are constantly intertwined in this birth, rebirth, death cycle, right? Beautifully said in yoga, Sata Nama, birth, death, rebirth, and birth again. So that's what life is about in this matrix. It's about experiencing, expressing, your soul expressing itself through you to live in this limited reality, which is beautiful. However, once you know what you are in for, you'll be able to enjoy it better. So awareness is key. So previously, the challenge of having amnesia here on earth was what star seeds like us preferred, because you are here, you're able to just focus on what you need to do. But now awareness of who you are while you're here gives you that added leverage to be able to do more for the world, for humanity, and the star systems, and the larger galaxies and multiverses on a whole. So that's why, guys, we are in an exciting period. And of course, it's always, when you're experiencing this much, you're going to experience this much, because Earth is a polarity planet. So for every joy that you experience, you're also going to experience the opposite of it. So you need to understand that pain facilitates growth. Suffering teaches us resilience. And the more aware we are of the human body and its limitations, and aware that our soul has no limitations, that's when the divine merging happens within. So that's the reason why one thing is solid and very important. There was a divine feminine who was literally chasing a divine masculine because she sees him after 3 years and she's so excited, and the DM is literally asking her, I'm low on social energy, I just can't talk to you, even though it's a few minutes. And the divine feminine is so in her victim zone, apologizing, she's not hearing him, that he literally runs away. And before he runs, he actually says this, which is very, very wise, for a divine masculine. He actually says, what would you do if someone else did this to you? That's a turning point, you see. You'd never want to do anything to affect, infringe, or alter your divine masculine's way of life. Would you want him to do that to you? So that's what a lot of wounded divine feminines are doing in the name of trying to protect your DM or trying to, help him exit the matrix. Intervening in his life is not going to do anything but more damage. Imagine he does that to you, because you're one soul split to two bodies, but would you want to do that to yourself? Would you want to do something that you don't like? So example, your DM doesn't like you at the moment, respect it, give him space. If he tells you to go away, go away. But always remember the conversations that you've had with your divine masculine, because he may have just said one line like, I'm not interested, or I'm never ever going to see you ever again, or would you be okay if someone else did this to you? These are all words of wisdom, and they are truly a catalyst to one's own inner awakening and freedom. Because when you start respecting yourself and your own boundaries, you'll realize that's what your divine masculine is trying to teach you. And that's what New Earth is going to be about. It doesn't matter whether your DM is wearing that husband label or boyfriend label or whatever label that you may have carried on from 3D Earth. What's important is that you're both present in each other's lives, and that too out of freedom, not out of obligation. So welcome to 5D Earth, where respect, integrity, and setting safe boundaries are going to be a thing. Because having been in 3D exploitative Earth for way too long, Remnants of it may carry on, but it's not going to survive in this high frequency. Because the reality is, when you let what you love go, it's going to come back to you tenfold. So same thing, when you let your divine masculine go, he's going to come back to you a much more aware, awakened. He's going to be ready to be with you. And you also have to let go of the fact that, what if he doesn't come back? So be it. It's okay. You got to spend the time you got to spend. And there were still happy moments. Treasure them, keep them, and move on. Because at the end of the day, if he can't see, if he can't feel, if he doesn't want to be with you in this lifetime, honor that too. Because when you do anything out of love, it becomes inspiration and transformation. And that's why being a twin flame is very, very powerful. Contrary to what, the documentaries and all that say, twin flames are not a new concept that has been coined in the last 20 years. It has been here since time immemorial. Every culture, every religion, the fundamental codes are about the feminine merging with the masculine and vice versa. Shiva, Shakti, all the gods, the Egyptian gods to the Greek god, twin flames are everywhere in plain sight. So it's not about, if you're a twin flame, you're special. It is who you are, inherently who you are. And it's a gift to be a divine feminine. It's a gift to carry that suffering and to grow beyond it. It is a gift to transcend beyond your awareness and to actually realize that, would you want to do that to yourself? So don't pressure your divine masculine, don't push your divine masculine, because these things are not going to survive in 5D Earth. If he comes, he comes. If he doesn't, it's even better. It's because of a mission, or because things are constantly changing up there, and you need to be aware of it. We didn't just come here to be on a holiday. We don't go to work to be on a holiday, do we? On 3D Earth, we actually go there for a purpose. So same thing, here we are on Earth to effect some changes, and we may not remember the full scope of why we are here, what we are doing. And that's why you surrender to God. You trust God, and you only trust God, and you build your own relationship with God and never give your power away. You should start viewing everything as inspiration, not submission or literally, being a follower of something or an ideology or an idea. It's about finding your own individuality. That's what New Earth is about. And that's why it's going to be amazing for all of us, because we are co-creating this reality, and we are going to bring about the very basic principles of what love is, what honoring each other is. In the ancient times, women were the ones running the show. Divine feminines were the ones caring for their divine masculine, creating that sanctuary for him to come back and relax, allowing him to transcend to his abilities like leadership and stuff like that. But right now it's about competition. You're not here to compete with the divine masculine. You're here to integrate with this whole beautiful process of twin flame merging and transformation. And that's the union codes that's being downloaded at the moment. So that's why, to reflect back on our topic, what is in store for twin flames in New Earth? It's about growth, it's about evolution, it's about change, it's about shifting, it's about honoring each other's personal boundaries. We may be one soul, but we're still in two different bodies, and we got to respect that. If your DM is not available today, it's okay. Let it be. That doesn't mean he's not going to be available tomorrow. But even if he's not available tomorrow, you got to learn to live with that. It's okay to not be okay sometimes. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to really be in touch with your feelings, as long as it doesn't infringe into another person's personal boundary. So think about all the conversations you've had with your divine masculine. You may think he's wounded and unawakened, but actually he has been carrying a lot of codes, and what he has been saying may have been brutal, but there's always layers and layers and layers of hidden messages for your own growth. If a DM says something as powerful as, would you want someone to do this to you? That is truly a game changer, That is showing your behavior is inappropriate. At the moment, he's not saying what you're doing is wrong. He's just saying that you're not respecting his personal space and boundaries, and you're causing him unnecessary distress. It may look dramatic, and you may have your own reasoning. Hey, it's been so long, I'm seeing you. But when someone doesn't like you, you go away. It's as simple as that. You can't force your presence in someone's life, and that's exactly what our divine masculines are trying to teach us. When they say, I'm not interested in you, they are meaning it, because you're not interested in yourself, and that's what he's trying to reflect. You don't have boundaries for yourself. You're not respecting yourself. When you're forcing yourself to do certain things, example, you don't like to be in this particular career, or you don't want to go out with this particular group of friends, that's what your DM is trying to tell you. You don't have to be a people pleaser anymore. It's okay to say no. It's okay to draw boundaries. It's okay to be who you are and to live and bask in that individuality. And that's why the DM, I would say this over and over again, is more awakened than the divine feminine. And if you only take the time to listen back, to rewind and think about every conversation you have had with him, every interaction you've had with him, it was all from a very beautiful place for your own growth and evolution. And this is what New Earth is going to show us, how, as twin flames, we are constantly helping each other become the best versions of ourselves. So what are these union codes that everyone's talking about? I hear from my other clients. Well, union codes are at an all-time high right now. You just have to be. You don't have to do anything. And that's what New Earth is about. Just live from soul. Listen to what God is saying. Universe, cosmic consciousness. Do your duties and everything will fall in place. So union codes are everywhere. Many twin flames are getting into union, and many have come to a stage whereby they've completely let go and they have no expectations at all. And these are the group of twin flames who are coming into union by the second. And life is going to be not perfect, but it's going to be transformative in 5D Earth. You're going to feel this deep sense of happiness, not happiness, not bliss. It's something more. You're going to be excited when you wake up every morning, because you're going to be like, what can I do to make the earth a better place? Then what is earth doing for me? So it's really shifting. 3D earth is self-serving. 5D earth is about service to others. So that's the distinction between the frequencies and the densities and the dimensions. So it's going to be an integration of technology, but it's not going to be technology taking over us. It's going to assist us, so it's going to be outside of us. Whereas in 3D, there's going to be a whole like uploading your consciousness, putting a SIM card in your brain kind of situation. Whereas in 5D Earth, it's going to be about your spiritual transformation, bringing out your psychic abilities. It's going to be a growth and renewal, and most importantly, it's going to be about unconditional love and divine marriage. So it's not going to be paper marriage, it's going to be divine marriage. So the children we are going to birth, the new place that we are going to co-create is going to be amazing, because it's not going to be based on labels or cause, or even the word twin flames. It should be integrated and merged. It shouldn't be like, hey, we are a particular organization. No, it should be a way of life, recognizing who you are, whether you're a twin flame or whether you're a soulmate or whether you're in a new connection, whether you're in a karmic connection. Recognition of your connections with other people are they're going to be very helpful in recognizing how you can lead that connection. So that's how New Earth is going to be. It's going to be about respect and boundaries. Most importantly, it's about not giving your power away to anyone or anything or any ideology. It's about finding your inner power and ascending to your place of inner transformation. And that's why naturally you're going to transcend. You don't need to exit the matrix. You don't need to exit the samsara cycle, because 5D Earth is going to transcend to 7D and 8D. So, at the time of death, you will be able to exit without any kind of manipulation. So guys, I would just say that if you find people around you changing, that's due to the walk-in situation that's happening rapidly. A lot of starseeds are leaving because they think that the work is done. So if you're noticing changes with family members, friends, you just have to honor it and respect it. Some are being taken over by NPCs, some walk-in situations. So your previous, the friend you recognize may have left and a new soul may have entered. So there's all kinds of changes that's going to come in, because right now bringing the vibrations high are the whole purpose. And that's why twin flame unions, because when we unite, we actually give out a certain frequency, a certain vibration, and that really helps to build the rainbow bridge of New Earth, and that serves as a protection. That frequency is really, really strong. So that's why every time we get into union, we're just making Earth better. So that's why union shouldn't be viewed for selfish purposes like romance and whatever, but it should be viewed as a purpose, as service to others, and naturally what you're meant to do will happen. All right, I'm going to have a look at some comments, and then I'm going to delve right into channeling. And if you guys have any questions, do let me know. All right, perfect. Tracy saying hi, lovely, just at work as always, absolutely set my boundaries. All right, perfect. Okay, so do you guys have any questions about today's topic? Also, all about the 247 portal. You see, I totally forgot. So like I said, the 247 portal is the portal that prepares us for New Earth. So a lot of transmissions are coming in today, and it worked out that I'm doing it Saturday Night Live on the 24th of May. And interestingly, episode in Doctor Who's latest episode, it's mentioned that 24th May 2025 is when the world comes to the end in the near future. So it's interesting, right? This date is like going around in like major media circles and stuff. So do check out the latest Doctor Who episode on I think Disney or HBO. Disney, I think. So it's interesting, because in the near future, when the historian is talking about what happened to Earth, that day is mentioned. But it's metaphorical because of the transition that it's occurring. So it's more of like an end has come for a new beginning for Earth to take place. So guys, I've extended the portal activations and healings for another 4 days due to the popularity of it, and some of y'all couldn't make it on the 24th, so I've extended till the 28th. So if you guys are interested, do book your spot, and I can do the activations for you. It's 40 minutes and it's highly recommended. This activation healing, I would really recommend it, because it's helping you truly integrate with the New Earth energies. So go to my website. It's on featured. It's the 247 Mega Ascension Union Merging Enhanced Upgrades Twin Flame Transformation Portals and Activations for the New World. So do check that out. And I will also recommend the Womb Space Energy Clearing for all Divine Feminines to awaken the inner feminine. And also, the Neptune and Aries Special Twin Flames Healings and Soul Realignment. This is like an awesome period to start your soul realignment journey. You know, as I said, it can take 4 weeks to 12, 16 weeks, depending case to case basis, depending on how many implants and programs you might have. So the removals do take time. So if you guys are interested, you can work out an installment plan as well, and also, you know, we can work something out. So, but I'll highly recommend for those who haven't done soul realignment yet. It's, you know, it's highly recommended for every individual out there. All right, with that, I hope you've enjoyed today's discourse. So the 247 portal is about change, it's about shift. Most importantly, it's about merging and integration into the new earth, and that's why, you know, these portal energies are going to be very strong. And then after that, you're going to fully feel like, hey, you know, it gives you a booster to integrate into Earth's energies, new Earth's energies, more swiftly, you know, instead of the whole. It really helps to calm the mind. So that's what this activation healing does. So if you guys haven't done it yet, do check it out. All right, with that, I thank you all for your tips and support. It's due to that I'm able to create more content for you. And so I've got Tracy, Irene, Goodney, and all right, let me just pull that out, and Megan. Perfect. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, I'll give it 2 minutes, and then I'm going to delve right into channeling. Perfect. Perfect. There are no questions. So let me start with Tracy. You sent me a question. Yes, perfect. All right. I've read your question, Tracy. It's actually quite the contrary. He is not coming from the place of exploitation or any hidden intention. Channeling his thoughts and energies. What I'm picking up is that he actually came in with sincerity. It's just that he's not able to express himself, and your mind is trying to protect you from another heartbreak. So that's what's going on energetically here, and that's why you feel like you don't want to do this anymore. And also because, like I said, the whole transition into new earth, the energies have been very volatile the last couple of days, with a lot of past stuff coming up, a lot of triggers coming up. You just felt like you wanted to end this, but he has actually come from a good place. It might not feel like commitment, but that too is going to shift, Tracy. You just have to, you know, give it some time and allow him to be. Of course, you can draw boundaries if you feel like, you know, you don't want to engage in certain activities with him. You can absolutely draw the boundaries, and it's about truly what's coming up for you both is about truly accepting each other for who you are, and also seeing the best in each other, especially for you to actually believe that your DM is actually capable of change and ascension, and to actually look beyond his behavior and presence to see what are the hidden message in him coming into your life again. So it is hard, because whenever we come together with our divine counterpart, and when the timing is not, you know, ready, we tend to trigger each other a lot. And that's why, if it's not God guided, universe guided, and you meet your twin flame, you may end up having not a very good experience. So that's why it's vital to trust. You know, if it's a God mandated meeting, and if it's causing you triggers, or it's making you feel this way, there's something that you're releasing that is no longer serving you. So that's how you have to look at it, Tracy. And looking into his thoughts, what he's saying is that he's saying that no matter what he does, you're never going to understand where he's coming from. And no matter how much of apologies that he may deliver to you, are never going to understand that he is in pain, he is suffering, and he knows that you are suffering too, and it's difficult for the both of you, but he's trying and he's begging you for another chance, and he says that he loves you and respects you beyond your physical body and sees you beyond your heart. He recognizes your soul, but you've got to give him a chance. So that's what's coming up for you, Tracy, and I hope you have enjoyed this channeling. And next up I have got Irene. Irene is saying, hey V, I've made some sorry about that. Hey V, I've made some investments since 2021 in crypto. Just curious if you can see a time frame on when they will come to fruition, for when my wealth will come, and general guidance with my twin flame, please. Well, you're going to see a peak in your investments. So my guidance would be for you to sell when it's at its peak and find other investments within crypto. So it's kind of diversifying your portfolio. So if you feel like, hey, it has gone up and it's a good time to sell, go for it. But don't spend it all. Reinvest it in other investments within the cryptocurrencies, because it's going to become really, really big. Another thing that I'm foreseeing is it's truly going to be a way of life. Like crypto is going to become, because the whole thing with wireless transactions and all that, crypto is going to become big. So sell a bit if you need it, but don't sell if you don't need it. Let the investment stay. But for peace of mind, you can just sell a bit of it, put it in a diversified portfolio or something like that, and this will increase your wealth better. So make some changes. That's the guidance that I'm guided to give you. Try to diversify your portfolio, try to make changes, try to look more into it, investigate more on where certain trends are going to go, equip yourself with more knowledge on the markets, intuitively try to, because the stock markets in itself is actually very it's actually very beautiful in that regard, that if you go beyond the materialism of it, it's actually very divine, the way it works, the way the stocks go up. So maybe you could develop a deeper understanding of why it exists, why this system exists, and what's the reason and purpose behind it. So absolutely, you are going to see the fruits of your investments. In the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to really jump up, and but you have to also be very aware. You have to trust your intuition on a lot of these investments. All right, general guidance with your twin flame. I would say that she's ready to take this on to the next level. She just wants to thank you for understanding her, embracing her, and for trusting that you guys will make it, and she says that means a lot to her. So just keep being you, Irene, keep doing what you're doing, and you are meant for great things. Remember, you're going to meet more connections, more opportunities are going to come in your way, and abundance, love, everything is going to come to you multifold. So truly, new earth energies are going to be truly transformative for you, because you're going to integrate into it really, really well, both you and your divine counterpart. With that, Irene, I hope you have enjoyed this channeling. And next up, I've got Goodney. Goodney says, why are the painters silent? Don't they believe that I'll contact a lawyer or the consumer council? I've given them until Monday night to pay me back. My twin is also silent. All right, the thing is, the painters are negative beings. They are highly influenced by the 3D world. So they come from a place of trying to bring your energy down. So their purpose coming into your life is to actually deter you from your spiritual ascension. So that's the deeper meaning behind what happened. And of course, they manipulated you, they deceived you, but it is a reflection of how horrible humanity can be, especially when it comes to taking advantage of people's vulnerabilities. So again, you can fight them their way, you can go to war with them, but they are very sly and vindictive. So you really got to strategize. So in terms of whether they are going to pay you back, they will do everything not to pay you back unless they feel like they're going to lose something, maybe reputation or something that matters most to them, before they will give you back what is fair, because they don't have moral values or righteousness or any kind of obligations. They are the kind of exploiters who just come in and exploit someone to the maximum, and that's why they are silent, because they just want you to break, they just want you to collapse, they just want you to live in the frequency of fear and stress. So my guidance to you is, you have done what you have done. Do it till your soul feels satisfied. All right, I have tried. And you have to think of creative ways, maybe anonymously report them, or write an anonymous complaint, that they're threatening you and stuff like that. You really got to navigate it. But of course, if you want a peace of mind, accept that this is how 3D Earth is, and now that we've transitioned to 5D Earth, you won't meet people like this anymore. I truly believe God is watching, and you will gain back what you have lost in another way, multifold. And what you have lost will come back to you, because it's your hard-earned money and it's your hard-earned savings. So the universe will figure out a way for you to get justice and your money back multifold. So that's what I'm channeling for you. So don't take their silence as them holding back. Their silence is them planning on what to do to hurt you further. So just, be cautious with them, because they're inherently negative beings, NPCs. They are doing this just to deter good souls from living in their full potential. Basically, they don't want you to transcend the 5D Earth, so that's why they are making this problem linger for so long. And your twin is also facing something similar to it, so you guys are kind of mirroring this. So now that you're aware, do what you got to do and transcend. That's my guidance to you, Whitney. And you are such a beautiful soul, and God is with you. Your guides are watching, your angels are there. Everything that you have lost will come back to you multifold, because you're a good person, and you know that. And you're a righteous person. You have always lived life through values, and these values are going to come back. And when people hurt other people, what they reap, what they reap is what they sow. The saying goes like that. What they do to others will come back to them as well. So for now, you have given them an ultimatum. Let's see what they say, and then decide what's your next move. All right, with that, I hope you've enjoyed this channeling. Next up, I've got Megan. Megan says, I've sent you a donation for the live channeling. I'm very tempted to block my TF in response to his absence. I feel like I'm repeating a karmic cycle of waiting for him to show up for me, as he promised to give me clarity about our past. But 8 months later, I still hear nothing. Can you advise if there are any developments towards his communication to me in 3D about this issue? Would blocking him in 3D be helpful or a hindrance to our karmic cycle? All right, Megan. Blocking is only going to make things worse. So, but what you can do is you can set boundaries. You can be like, at this moment, I don't want to entertain, or I don't want to, communicate. The reason why you feel like blocking your divine counterpart is because the energies are very volatile and high at the moment. So collectively, due to the transition that's taking place, you're just feeling triggered. And these patterns of him not showing up or not honoring his promises are coming to the surface. So what you can do is you can kind of take a step back and not do anything at all. Because by doing something like blocking him or causing him some kind of trying to send him some kind of message is only going to make things worse. But what you can do is you can take a step back for a couple of weeks, go inward, do things that matter to you, and then you will slowly gain the clarity on what to do next. But you've got to give it a couple of weeks, because all the pain that you're going through right now, it is valid. You know, the suffering, the pain, it's all valid. But however, it is things coming out of you, you know, it's clearing, it's healing, you know, everything is coming to the surface and it's being released, and that's why you're being triggered a lot. So my guidance would be, you know, give it some time, don't do anything, no kind of action is required, and after a few weeks reevaluate what is it that you want to do. By then you will have the clarity, because divine will be guiding you on the next approach. For example, you will see a change with your divine counterpart. He will be more available. He will show it to you, prove it to you, but you cannot allow the mind to trigger you anymore. You have to see every one of his interactions as new and not something that comes out of a cycle of the past. Even though it's very difficult for the mind to let go of the past, you have to let go of it, and you have to see your DM in a completely different light, and that is the clarity that you're going to gain in 3 weeks time. So take a deep breath, don't make any hasty decisions, and you will see the flow coming in. Another thing is, things that happen with our twin flames can be, you know, you can see repetitions, you may feel that it's cyclical, but the whole point is to come out of it, you know. But by blocking him, you're just going to go back into the loop. So yeah, so that's my guidance to you, Megan. And the messages that I'm getting from him are that he says that he's trying really hard, but he just doesn't know what to do, because he's very clouded at the moment, and he knows that he's causing you a lot of hurt and pain, and he's trying to navigate this through very carefully and with great sensitivity, but somehow he's self-sabotaging and he's causing more damage. He just wants you to know that he loves you so much, and he respects you and values you, and he says that he hopes that you would remember how much you guys matter to one another, and that he loves you beyond infinity. With that, Megan, I hope you have enjoyed this channeling, and guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's session. If you guys have any questions, opinions, do email me. And also, guys, if you guys want to do the 247 portal healing, it's open till the 28th of May 2025, so do check that out. And soul realignment, this is the optimum time to get your soul realignment done. All right, with that, I'll see you all next week. Love and light to you, and happy transitioning into New Earth. Love you all, take care, and may God bless you all always. Bye bye.